Hello guys, my name is Sanket. In this video, I'm going to talk about Salesforce hosted MCP servers. Salesforce has hosted their own MCP tools on their own server so that you can use it within your choice of client like ChatGPT, Cloud, Cursor, Postman, right? So these are MCP client which can talk with MCP. This is important because Salesforce has launched Headless 360, and in order to connect Salesforce with any other tool which can talk with MCP server, this is really important. So this will be a series of video. First, we are trying to uh, call Salesforce server, Salesforce MCP server within ChatGPT. So in order to do that, the first step is we need to create external client app manager within Salesforce to establish the connection, right? How ChatGPT will connect with Salesforce MCP server. So in order to do that, the first step is we need to create external client app manager. So how to create external client app manager? First, you need to go to setup, you search for external client. You will see under external client apps, external client app manager. I already have created one, but you can click on new client app manager here, and let's say you can say ChatGPT access here. Just give any email, and under API enable auth setting. Make sure you enable the OAuth, and to get a right to do that so this callback URL has to come from ChatGPT. So in order to get the callback URL from ChatGPT, what I will do is I will go to ChatGPT. I have logged in with my user account here. So in the same way, you can log in, and then basically you can click on setting, right? And then you need to go to apps. If you see here, I am getting an option to create an app, but if you're not getting that option, then it means that you have not enabled the developer mode in ChatGPT. So you make sure you have enabled the ChatGPT developer mode. Once you enable this checkbox, right, then you will see the option to create app. So in order to create the app, you need to click on create app, and then let's say I'm going to say Salesforce tools, yeah, and then this URL will come from where, right? So it's dependency. You need to pass the callback URL in your external client app manager from ChatGPT, whereas ChatGPT needs your MCP server connection URL, and that will come from Salesforce. So in order to get that, what we will do is, let me just search for MCP here, and under API catalog, you see MCP servers, right? So here you can see that there are two kinds of server, external server and Salesforce server. So we are bothered about Salesforce server. So first of all, you need to make sure is basically whichever server you want to use. Let's say in my case, I want to use a subject all. So make sure you need to activate it. Like generally it will be like this by default when you are coming here first time. So what you will see is it is not activated. So you will find it inactive. So you need to click on this arrow button and click on view detail. First of all, I will just copy the server URL. This is the server URL, but you need to activate this first. So you need to go, and then all you need to do is just click on activate. Once you activate, you can see like these are the tools available as part of this server, like get related records, then get recently view records. It can do query, it can search, do a social, it can get the current user info, it can get the object schema, it can create record, it can update record, and it can update related record. So it's pretty powerful, I will say, MCP server. So since I have copied the server URL, right, this is the server URL, I will copy it. And also you can see like some of the prompts here. You can open in the prompt builder, but we will come to that later. So now I will go into ChatGPT and paste the URL. So make sure like the URL will be changed. If you are in sandbox, sandbox will be added. And then if you're in production, make sure sandbox is not added in the URL. Then you need to click on advanced auth setting, and you get the callback URL from here. So you copy this callback URL and then go back to external client app manager, paste here your callback URL. And in the OAuth scope, all you need to do is you need to search for MCP API, MCP, I forgot the name, MCP, yeah, MCP API, Access Salesforce Hosted MCP Server, yeah, this one. And then refresh token. These two OAuth scope are required, right? So I will add these two. And under the security, you uncheck all and just keep require proof key for code exchange and issue JSON web token. These two you do. And once you are done, right, just say create. And once it is created, I will go into OAuth policies and click on edit, and then I will just relax my IP restriction just to make sure like I'm not hitting any authentication error because of IP restrictions. So once you are done, next step is to get the client ID and client secret. In order to get the client ID and client secret, you need to click on setting here, and then OAuth setting, click on consumer key and secret. It will ask you to validate your email through an OTP. So I'm just going to enter the OTP I have received on my email, right? And it will give me the consumer key. I will copy the consumer key and paste it in OAuth client ID and consumer secret into OAuth client secret. And then rest everything looks good. I will just say I understand, I want to continue, and create. So once it is done, it will ask you to authorize. So give it a second, 10 second or 20 second, and then it will give you that sign in with Salesforce tools. So I will click here, and it is taking time because generally external client type manager takes like how much, 10 minutes or so to do that. Let's wait for that. Yeah, let's try again. So I'm going to click on setting and apps. So this was the app which we created. I'm going to click on connect again and click on sign in with Salesforce tools. Yeah, and it took us to like showing us that ChatGPT is asking for the access. I will just say allow here, and then it should connect properly fine. We will test that also. So yeah, it is connected now. Let me do a refresh of my ChatGPT. And if you see here, I got that server, MCP server here. I can just select on Salesforce tools, and I can say, hey, query all my account from org. And it should make a query call. You see, right? It's doing the query, calling the tool, and it brought all my accounts here. So this is the way you can use Salesforce MCP server in ChatGPT. I hope this video helps you. As part of this series, we are going to talk next about using this into like other MCP clients. So right now, Salesforce has documentation around like Postman, Cloud, ChatGPT, and Cursor. We will also talk about this one by one, all of this, and then we will also see various other clients. At the same time, we will see how we can use several other ways, like let's say you want to enable your Apex class as an MCP server, or a flow as an MCP server, or an API as an MCP server to an external MCP client, how we can do that. So keep tuned to this series. Thank you for watching.